Hustle, hustle, yeah. Hustle.
What up, y'all? Someone only Prophet McFly. This is my rant of the day. So, doing some show prep for today's Politically Miscorrect episode, lucky number 13. You guys should tap in. I'll put a link to last week's episode in the description. Happy Black History Month again. I'm gonna keep the theme going, and right now we're gonna get into some black authors. I'm covering like a lot of different types of artists, and yesterday, depending on when you see it today, whatever, I talked about Larry Hughes, which was like the producer and director behind the X-Men cartoon. But whether it comes to fiction, science fiction, non-fiction, political, poetry, African American authors have helped shape the landscape and atmosphere for literature for hundreds of years, even though if you look at Google, like top 10 favorite authors, you'd be surprised to see names that don't show up on the list. So this is not to discredit authors of any other type of ethnicity or demographic. This is more just to spotlight some people that regardless of what you are, you should know and read. And I'm gonna start there, like Zora Neale Hurston, Alex Haley, and obviously Malcolm X, Nikki Giovanni, Booker T. Washington, Marcus Garvey, even though I don't know if he would consider himself black, which is kind of funny. Richard White, Paul Laurence Dunbar, Langston Hughes, Toni Morrison, obviously Maya Angelou. And it really, this is why I'm actually doing this, because I was doing research for this just to make sure I hit all the, people showed all the respect to all the correct authors. And I realized, like, if you just Google top 10 authors, most influential authors, Maya Angelou's name doesn't even come up. You have to add the word black to it, or African American, and that's or women, and that's really like scary, I think. Speaking of women, Barry, Issa Rae, Phyllis Whitley, Angela Davis, and so much more. Like, I know I'm forgetting some. Like Octavia Butler, who is, they literally did an adaptation. I forgot what it was called, but it's like when the slave goes back in time to save his master, because if they don't, then they don't exist. It's some crazy shit, but it's created by Octavia Butler, and she has a bunch of other dope sci-fi things that if you read, you realize are the source or inspiration for a lot of things. I did my research, right? I forget her name at the time. I don't feel like scrolling. There is even like the Matrix story or the Terminator story. There's a Hollywood rumor that back in 1984, a black author went and presented these screenplays to the studios, and it was a collaboration between Warner Brothers and Universal to basically split the properties up into two franchises, Terminator and The Matrix. And by doing that, she wasn't able to say, oh, this was my source material, because it took decades for her to finally get paid after these movies came out. And it only happened after, I believe, one of those big mergers where the two franchises were brought back under the same umbrella. Happens all the time. If you know any black TikTokers, influencers on Instagram, what you're gonna realize is that they encounter the same problem. We get blacklisted for posting Black Lives Matter or something very directly related to our audience, and then we have to run ads and campaigns to be able to reach that same demographic, while our content is being pushed to people who aren't really interested in that directly affecting our analytics and its numbers and monetization. But that system is why these names don't pop up when you search influential legendary authors. The works of W.E.B. Du Bois, the works of Frederick Douglass, James Baldwin, Ralph Ellison, inspired a whole nation of thought. The works of Maya Angelou alone also did that. It's dangerous to let these names be forgotten. And we do a great job of honoring our musicians and athletes, entertainers, and I don't think as a culture and as Americans we do a great job of honoring authors in general. And so, like with everything else in America, black people get the short end of the stick. So today, while you're not watching TV and you're on your phone watching this, pick up a book afterwards. Finish watching this video. Let me get my like and subscribe, but then pick up a book, preferably by one of these awfully familiar but never really overly acknowledged names. It's always insightful, beneficial shit. Anyway, I'm gonna let you get to that. Make sure you guys tune in tonight. Politically Miscorrect, 7 p.m. Grand Forks Best Source. I'm gonna go live on my IG or Facebook sign just to do it, cause why not? Thanks for tapping in. It's one only Prophet McFly. It's playtime.